Hey everybody, this is your girl TattooRika here. So right now I'm about to react to part 2 of Stranger Stories video I cooked for a cannibal. So I want to give a shout out to Stranger Stories. So far so good. Y'all done a good job of just making me paranoid. The knife is still here. But anyway, let's get into this. Let's go. Stop with that.
Another strange story.
No, we're gonna fast forward that because y'all did that the last time to me. And guess what? I got paranoid as fuck.
If you haven't seen the first part yet, I highly encourage you to do so.
We did already. Just get to the cut. She cut people.
Right, this video. Right
Fuck
now.
is mine.
Here's a short preview of what happened in the last episode. I started browsing odd jobs online at sites sponsored by third parties. The clients were always rich, so I set up a new profile and started browsing gigs right away. Here's word for word what the post said.
The right candidate must be discreet and willing to work odd hours.
No, because I'm gonna think this is a snake.
And refreshments. I will pay in advance any price for those willing to commit to an entire dinner. Come along.
Then they contacted me with an address and forwarded $1,900 into my account.
Just give you
Place
$2,000.
hard to find. Just another high-dollar neighborhood in South Austin. It looked like the owner had about 12 or 13 acres, all for themselves. Not one nosy neighbor in sight. Very discreet. Whoever lived here was definitely not worried about money. I pushed the door open and felt my heart skip a beat. I literally froze in fear. There, in the center of the room, was a man sprawled out on the table. He was naked and tied down, his arms open spread like an eagle, and the same with his legs. I stopped in front of the foyer to find a man standing there, locking the door behind him. He was well dressed, his beard trimmed neatly, and his clothes pressed and ironed.
Hurt you? Why would I do that?
We're about to go a little bit to the.
His eyes beamed
Because they showing the past shit.
I was staring at the 6 strangers in front of me. Their eyes were still
Yeah,
filled
because
with fear.
they still stare
I pulled
at
out the
me.
carving knife. The men watched me, expecting me to make a choice. I was staring at the woman, the one accused of hurting her own children. She looked scared of her life. She was crying, trying to scream. I wondered whether her children had done the same when she killed them, and if she had showed them any mercy at all. I placed the knife right next to her hip bone, and I began to cut.
That's that crazy shit. The craziest thing I ever fucking did, I was 12 years old, like straight up. Wasn't even thinking. I was just playing with a fucking candle and lit this and put it on the curtain and bam, kitchen burst into fucking flames. It is what it is. But that's the craziest shit I've done. That's the craziest thing I've done young. Totally different fucking story. We're gonna keep on. It's making me fucking itch. Like,
one of those moments where life is flashing before your eyes.
what the fuck is that?
When those moments happen, do you ever ask yourself, what in God's name have I been doing with my life that led me to this point? I had that happen to me last weekend, and let me tell you, it wasn't a pleasant experience. Let me set the scene for you, and maybe then things will start to make sense. I had a kitchen apron on and a carving knife in my hand. The blade was a few inches deep into the torso of a bleeding 40-something man. He had died of hemorrhage just a few moments prior to that, but still, I kept cutting. It was a brutal and violent act to kill this man where he lay, struggling to breathe, as I served him out on a platter to another stranger that I hardly knew. But it wasn't until after the 6 individuals that had been brought to the slaughter were all gone that it really started to click what I had just been a part of. This in no simple terms, was a massacre. My employer was true to his word and let me leave immediately. Well, after I showered twice just to get the stench of death off of me. Then, afterward, he reassured me that cleanup would be his area of expertise. I didn't hesitate to take the opportunity to get out of that house and on my way home, back to where my children were waiting for me. My friend, Angelia, was the one that really made me get a grip on reality. She was the one keeping my children while I was doing what I was doing. She was tidying up a few of the toys that the girls had played with when she asked me, "So, how was dinner? Did you make a good impression?" It took every ounce of energy I had in me not to burst in tears right there in front of her.
Girl, whatever. Bitch, you don't know what I've been through. At the same time, you can't tell your friend nothing, because if you tell her something and she thinks it's so horrific and she rat you out, then all of a sudden you're going to have to cook her fucking ass and bring it, give it to the dude like, look, extra 5,000, you can have this bitch right here. Like, every part is fresh, cooked, and boiled. Like, that's just what it is. I wouldn't tell a friend shit, okay? But then again, at the same, it's a double-edged sword because she's losing the babysitter. So, hey, I don't know what you're going to do.
I promised her I would tell her in the morning, claiming I was exhausted. The truth is, right after she left, I went into the bathroom, turned on the vent, got into a cradle position, and started to shake and cry. I'm a murderer. I'm a psychopath. I'm a sick little human being that just cooked 6 strangers to satisfy the hunger of someone who was likely a madman. I don't think I came out for a few hours. I just needed some space, some time to think. True to his word, the man made certain to deposit the other amount into my PayPal the next morning. This time, it was from a business account, a good way for him to cover his tracks. And that was it. Our transaction was finalized. But that didn't mean I stopped thinking about what I did. Nothing could make me forget the way those people silently screamed when I used the tools provided me to turn them into entrees. In that moment, I had convinced myself that they deserved to die based on a very limited amount of information I had.
Fuck, but if those 6 people was entrees, I'm guessing my motherfucking ass would be a fucking buffet. I don't know. Like, straight up, you, boy. I can't. Oh my god. Like, I don't know what the fuck I would do. Can y'all imagine? First of all, I don't give a fuck what's going on. I'm coming to your fucking house, bitch. Ain't nobody around you. The fuck out of here. Ain't no way. Bitch, I don't drink no wine. I drink water. You giving me a cut? No, I need bottled water where it still ain't been fucking broken. And bitch, if you try to put a fucking needle up in here, I'ma see the little hole because I'ma squeeze the fucking bottle. If that bitch come out, I'm not fucking touching it. I'm not drinking that shit. Oh. Oh, gosh.
Provided for me. I felt like I needed to go to therapy just to move on from it. But I can't do that. I can't tell anyone what I have done. I shared it online just to get it off my chest, but it hasn't cleared my conscience. I don't think I'm ever going to.
Why the fuck would you put it online?
The main reason why I'm even updating this story is because the man contacted me again. Yes, despite his promise that our little encounter would be a one-time occasion, I received an email from the Cannibal late last night. Here's the text in its entirety.
I wanted to thank you again for your understanding and your appreciation for the finer cuisine. The meal you served me was exquisite. I can honestly say it was unlike any experience I've ever had, and it left me wanting more. Provided your schedule allows you, I was hoping perhaps you could join me for a meal tomorrow at the address enclosed.
Now I know exactly what some of you may be thinking. Call the police, change your email, leave town. Trust me that I had all of these thoughts and a few more wild ones. But there's the thing. This guy knew my name, he knew what I looked like, and considering the efforts that he had gone through to lure 6 people into his home in South Austin, I didn't doubt it would be possible for him to hunt down one woman with 2 small kids. I feared for myself and for my children, and I didn't even know for sure if he had actually
have to give custody up, like straight up.
made for him or not.
He gonna find him. Fuck it.
So I responded in a business-like fashion, and this time hired a sitter. I didn't want Angelia asking questions as to why I had another job lined up so soon with the same employer. In my spare time, I did a little digging. I figured if I could get a little dirt on this psycho, I would never have to see him again. The first thing I decided to check was his address, since he had never properly given me a name. It wasn't long before I realized I was dealing with someone somewhat of a professional. The place I had gone to, that ritzy manor with all the privacy of a yacht club, it was an Airbnb, rentable for $7,000 a night. And according to the link that I checked, it had been booked for a solid week ending last Sunday.
Oh my god,
He had planned this. Every
you
step
killed a whole
was meant to
hotel
cover
room
his
full of
tracks.
people.
Fake email, rental cars, private villas. It seemed like something that would take months to prepare. Which is why this sudden request for another event also surprised me. Especially when I checked the address of where he wanted to meet. It was a very public place, an open-air restaurant that I'd actually been to before with my ex-husband a few years back. In other words, this wasn't going to be another slaughter fest, with some sort of an arrangement to be made between us for future services. Just what those arrangements are is probably going to make my skin literally crawl. I said a prayer and went on ahead to the place around 3:30 p.m. I made a resolution that if I was going to get out of this mess, I would need for this psycho to trust me enough to let his guard down. I dress up again, making sure to look presentable, attractive even. Although, to be honest, I'm not sure what a cannibal might find to be alluring. More skin showing, possibly.
You wanna know what a cannibal is gonna find fucking attractive? Yeah, a lot of skin, but covered in fucking ketchup, mustard, and mayonnaise. Some fucking barbecue sauce, probably better with some Lay's chips on the side with your hand cut off. That's probably what he's gonna find fucking attractive. You stupid mother. We're gonna keep going.
That thought alone made me want to cover up more as I stepped into the restaurant.
Just throw your drawers in his face and don't like Vagisil none of it. Like,
Cassandra, you made it, he said as he stood up and came to greet me. He was making sure this was a very public display of affection. The place was literally packed with other people. He was counting on the group to help his cover story, I thought to myself as he hugged me. I don't think I've ever felt more uncomfortable in my entire life. A waiter sat us near an overlook. My client ordered us drinks while I stared towards the...
He about to try to eat your ass. No, pause.
Orange and red reminded me a bit of the
and
blood
no pun intended.
that had seeped out of one of those bodies. If I had an appetite at all before, it was long gone now. The man was admiring me as I stared. It made me even more worried and stressed than anything else. So finally, I sighed and said, "You know, I must admit, you have me at an advantage. You know my name, but I never got yours." He smiled as the waiter poured out wine.
"Benjamin, but my friends call me Ben,"
he responded. I had
He was about to say
doubt
Benjamin
that
Button.
was likely a fake name, but I played along with it anyways. "So, Ben, what sort of work are you in?" I asked as I swirled the olive in the glass with a straw.
"This might shock you, but I'm a lawyer. Or was until about a year ago. Lost a big case. Word of mouth ruined my reputation,"
Ben said as he opened up the menu in front of him. "So, you've been just living off of love since then?" I guessed, to which he laughed and said,
"Something like that. I suppose I do have a life of luxury compared to some."
"Some?" I replied. as I stopped and stared at him. "Are you talking about me?" Ben smiled in a way that could
Look at that
send
fucking
shiver up and down your
mustache.
spine.
You should have known he was a serial killer. You should have known. God, just stop. Oh, that. Shit, I'd rather deal with Freddy Krueger. I could deal with Freddy Krueger any fucking day. I wouldn't be able to deal with this fucking dude. I'd just be like, man, come on, yo. You put my black ass in prison and your fucking ass may decide you want to have fucking Thanksgiving on me. Literally. I can't. Ugh.
Not friendly or evil, just emotionless, but fake enough that no one around could have guessed it.
Cassandra, it was clear from the moment you responded to my post that you had fallen on hard times. It's nothing to be ashamed of, though. It happens to everyone,
He said. "And I suppose you're here to be my fairy godfather," I countered. I was raising my voice a little, but I didn't care. There was no way in hell I was going to let myself work for this man ever again.
I'm here to offer you a job, if that's what you mean. It won't be frequent, of course, but the pay will be substantially larger than it was before. I would even put you on a retainer, so long as you agree to the terms,
Ben said. "No, I told you before, I won't do it again," I said firmly. I stood up to leave, and Ben tried to grab me at my hand, like he did the first time we met. There was something he didn't count on when it came to a public place. I grabbed my wine glass and tossed it at his face, causing a few people to turn around to me and gasp in shock. "Get your hands off of me," I shouted loud enough to grab the waiter's attention. Then I left in a hurry while the manager stood in between Ben and I. I got in my car and immediately drove home. I was feeling proud of myself for turning down what likely was a very real job offer. I was even completely calm by the time I reached my neighborhood.
And his ass was in your fucking
Then
kitchen.
I pull up into my driveway and held my breath again as I looked towards the door. A window was broken and the garage was open. I had left my phone at home just in case of an emergency because the sitter didn't have a cell phone. I silently cussed as I parked the car and popped my trunk. A burglar was inside my place. I creeped to the back of my car and grabbed my tire iron from under the spare before creeping towards the rear door and opening it slowly. The house was too silent.
Been waiting for your
My
fucking
sister
ass.
taking the kids and ran for it. I kept the lights off as I creeped into my house and listened to any sound that was being made. The intruder was up the stairs, inside the kids' room. I clenched the tie rod harder in my wrist and bound it up.
Go like a fucking soldier, girl.
There were two of them. They stepped out and pointed the gun at me, but I was slightly faster and managed to hit them in the waist with the metal rod. I stepped out of the way and watched them tumble down the stairs. Everything seemed to be moving in slow motion as they hit the back of the pole and the bottom of the steps. The long upright rod impaling them instantly. Then I heard crying from the second floor office. I went in and turned on the lights, calling out for my twins. They came out of the closet alongside the babysitter, crying softly in my arms as we all hugged. "What happened, Mommy? Did you get the bad man?" one of my daughters asked. I didn't want them to see the gruesome carnage below, so I asked the sitter where she had left my phone. "Downstairs in the den. It all happened so fast I didn't get a chance to grab it. I'm so sorry, Miss A," she mumbled. "It's fine. You girls all stay here while I'll go and handle it, okay?" I told them. The three of them all nodded in agreement as I went down the steps past the pool of blood to retrieve my phone. As I had lit it up in order to call the police, I paused to see that I had one new notification from a number I did not recognize, but I knew immediately who it was. "Should you reconsider, you know where to reach me, Ben. I stared at the text for a long moment before looking up again at the young criminal that had broken into my home and tried to harm my girls. I made a phone call. He picked up on the first ring.
This is a surprise.
The psychopath sounded cheerful. I clenched the phone tighter and responded, "Is your schedule free tonight?"
Nuh-uh. Nope, 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 nope. Stop that shit. No. She about to cook the fucking robbers. It is what it, you know, it's, he, oh, shit. Just when you thought she was fucking done. Oh, she gon' so I wonder how much you gonna offer her skin motherfuckers and cook them as fucking meals. Now, if you bust up, you giving her $100,000. That's not enough. If you gave me like say a good like 1.5 mil, the child molester at least get fucking skin. Like that be the motherfucker I put in some gumbo. Like I'm just gonna be honest. It is what it is. I gotta check out part 3 when it comes out. So Stranger Stories, y'all did good. That kept me intrigued. On my fucking toes, cause I don't know what to expect. But it kept me fucking intrigued. Oh my god, I gotta check out the rest of y'all damn videos too. Oh shit. Well, anyway, I will leave the video link and also the channel link in the description. It'll also be at the end of this video. I hope you guys like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Also, leave me any comments or any videos you want to see me react to. And I'll catch y'all for the next video. Later.